Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV and this is Market Today, a show where we talk about the latest market trends and also help you understand where are the good investment opportunities emerging in this market. Joining in with me will be one expert who will be discussing with us some of the key Muhurat trading tips, also right ahead of the Diwali trading session. But let's first look at how the markets are trading at this point in time. Well, it's been a good day for the market so far. We actually opened with good gains. In fact, we saw even the Sensex moving up 400 points intraday. The Nifty right now is looking to trade at around 17,522. That's up about 34 odd points right now. You can actually see the markets are off the high point of the day, but still some gains of 0.3% odd coming in. Sensex definitely topping that 59k mark in today's trading session. So that's a bit of a positive coming in forward. On the top Nifty 50 gainers, you have Nestle, Reliance Industries, ITC, all of them up by about 1.5 to over 2% as well. In fact, when you talk about the other gainers too, you will be able to see a whole lot of other names like HDFC, Axis Bank and Bajaj Auto, all of them up by almost 1.5% in trade in today's trading session. Now talk about the losing side. When you talk about the top Nifty 50 losers, you will be able to see a whole lot of names coming in on that front too, like State Bank of India, JSW Steel, Bajaj Finserv, dragging the street at this point in time down by over a percent at this point in time. The top Nifty losers also include the names such as ICICI Bank, Infosys and Coal India, all down by about a percent also in trade today. That's as far as the market setup is concerned, but let's look at where the markets will be trading going forward from here. Let's welcome our guest. Siddharth Khemkha joins in. He's the head of retail research of Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Welcome to the show, Siddharth, and season's greetings to you. Thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. Well, finally, there's some festive cheer that seems to be lifting the market mood from the last 3-4 trading sessions. We are up in the green. How is the setup looking to you?
Yeah, very good afternoon and season's greeting to you as well as to all the viewers. Happy Diwali and a prosperous year ahead. So if you look at the market setup, domestic markets have stood quite resilient in the face of the global headwinds that we are witnessing of the high inflation and the sharp increase in interest rates. This is mainly because of the strong earnings growth that the domestic corporates have been able to do. And if you compare that with the festive demand, I think that has also kind of supported in this environment of global headwinds and turmoil. While the US, European markets are reeling under very high inflation, and India is kind of insulated with that. We're not that high in terms of inflation, although interest rates is going up. But the earnings continues to remain strong. Commodity prices have come off their highs, which is another positive helping the Indian market. So overall, I think the overall market setup remains positive. India seems to continue its outperformance compared to global peers, and the festive season is here, and the demand is pretty strong. I think that is what is helping Indian markets.
Absolutely. Now, Siddharth, I wanted to understand from you. Last time around during Diwali, we actually saw that Nifty was trading around 18,000. Now, we've come down to about 17,500 odd levels at this point in time. But if you really look at the world, we've still done substantially well over the last 1 year, as you pointed out too. What would be your outlook as far as the markets go? What are the key things to watch out for till next Diwali for investors?
Yeah, so if you look at, we have managed to, so if you would have said that in the last 1 year, we are still closer to that 18,000 levels, it's really a good performance that we have given, given the global circumstances of the war, the crude prices going up to $140. So despite that volatility, we are closing with a marginal loss of about 3% for the last, since the last Diwali. Going forward, I think what happens globally definitely impacts us. So the biggest concern is the global in the global economy is the recession or this economic slowdown in the developed world, especially the key markets of US, Europe, and China. That could slow down India's growth as well. So that's the biggest concern. And in that environment, if you look at, we prefer companies which are more focused on the domestic market clearly, and that is something that looks pretty interesting at this point in time.
Okay, understood that. So let's now talk about, your festive picks, the Muhurat trading picks. A lot of first-time investors would be wanting to kickstart the journey of investing in stock markets on Muhurat trading. So let's talk about those. Which would be your first trading pick or investment pick that you would advise first-time investors to get into as far as the Muhurat trading goes?
Yeah, so if someone is looking to enter fresh in this market, one of the sectors that we feel will do really well over the next few years is banking. And within that, we have always preferred the larger ones, the ICICI and SBIs of the world. But they have also moved up. So in terms of fresh entry, we are suggesting IndusInd Bank with a target price of 1450 for 1 year. The bank's business growth is accelerating with some of its key segments like the vehicle finance and microfinance segment is seeing good recovery. Management is also strengthening its deposits, or what we call as the liability franchisee, with increased focus on retail, where overall we expecting IndusInd to report a 40% PAT CAGR and 18% loan CAGR over the next few years. So that looks pretty interesting. The second is from the a play on the financializations of savings in India. So the second stock to invest for fresh investors this Diwali is CAMS, which is Computer Age Management Services. CAMS is the market leader in the mutual fund registrar agency, what we also call as RTA. And it has also a strong presence in the non-mutual fund segment, which is the AIF and PMSs, which is also witnessing a strong growth. The latest development is that the IRDA has mandated newer insurance policies to be issued in the DMAT form, and which is where again CAM services will be required. So I think overall it's a slow and steady long-term play on the financializations of savings in India. So we have a target price of 3,000 from 1 year perspective. And if you look at the overall financials, pretty healthy financials, robust cash flows, return ratios are pretty high. So that should do well for retail investors. And finally, the third stock is from the domestic travel or leisure industry, which is catering to the mid segment hotels or lemon tree hotels. We are seeing that post pandemic domestic travel is on the rise. The company is well placed to cater to the mid segment of the domestic travelers, not focusing too much on foreign tourists, and that is helping in this global, you can say, volatile environment. Company is doing strong capex. Mainly, new addition of properties is being done through the asset light management contract model, and hence looks good. We have a target price of 110 from 1 year perspective on lemon tree.
Okay, understood that. Well, Siddharth, three picks from your side for all those investors looking for buying opportunities in this Muhurat trading. There are three tips and three picks that have been shared by Siddharth Khemkha. One from the financial space, IndusInd Bank, also from the financialization of savings space, the mutual funds registrar, CAM services. That's something that you can keep on your radar as well. And if traveling is on your mind and everybody's been witnessing, a resurgence in the world of traveling and tourism right post COVID, then Lemon Tree could be a good pick for you if you're betting on that theme. All of these targets have also been shared from a 1 year perspective. So in case you are taking your first steps right there, three picks from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Well, thank you so much, Siddharth, for being with us and sharing your insights on the stock markets, the way forward for the markets in this festive season, and also the Muhurat trading picks for all our viewers. Great speaking with you, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
All right. The markets are trading at this point in time. You already got the Muhurat trading picks, the financials. That's going to be something which is on the top of the radar of an analyst right now. And also leisure or traveling space is also something that everybody's been watching out for. The market still holding steady, up about 0.3% in trade for the benchmarks, the Nifty and the Sensex at this point in time. The Sensex comfortably above that 59K mark. The Nifty still holding close to that 17,000 550, 520 odd mark right there. 32 points up in trade, or 0.2% up in trade right now. The fourth day running when the markets are still in the green. Let's keep a watch on whether this pre-Diwali rally can actually continue. Some of the biggest gainers coming on your screens: HDFC, Reliance Industries and Nestle up about 1.5 to 2% in today's trading session as well. On the losing side, you do have some of the laggards coming in on the back of some of the names from the world of financials as well. Some of the other drag factors coming in on the front of JSW Steel and Bajaj Finserv. So a mix of trade is what you're actually looking at in terms of the market right now. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Market Today. But don't forget to stay tuned on to Business Today TV for a whole lot more coming up right up on your screens. Thanks a lot for tuning in.